Welcome. We're here with the Economic Heartbeat of Rialto, a show where we like to highlight the businesses of the Rialto community. Here in Rialto, we have almost 2,200 business licenses. People are coming to Rialto all the time. It's a great time. And today I have with me Gino Garcia, who is with Vibe Fitness, and he's a professional training company and trainer in our community. Welcome, Gino. How are you?
I'm doing great, ma'am. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you for coming. Uh, we would like to get a little bit of information about your business. Why don't you share
Definitely.
with us what is Vibe Fitness?
Right. Well, in a nutshell, Vibe Fitness is my passion. It's my dream. It's my dedication. It's my way of giving back to the world by making an impact in this world through physical fitness and mental development. And basically, it's my vehicle to accomplishing my life goals, which was one, to own my own business,
Great.
and two, to just be my own boss and make positive impact in this world. And we do that by offering fitness training programs to the community in which we serve, Rialto. And we have a 5-week boot camp program that's currently in operation as well, or right now. And then we also have a personal training program that's more one-on-one, hands-on, for that person looking to get some one-on-one attention who may
Great.
have a specific goal. And we've been in operation in Rialto since 2012 officially.
Okay.
And currently, we operate out of the city's Rialto Racquet and Fitness Center. And we've been there for about 2 months now.
Okay.
And everything's going good. It's a real positive atmosphere. People love the training. They love the challenge. It's a way that we like to give back to the community and basically accomplishing my personal objective, like I said, which was to own my own business, be successful in life, and make positive impact and change in the others.
Well, that's fantastic. Yes, I've heard that definitely people have enjoyed finding you there at the fitness center. And I believe we have all ages, right, that are able to come and participate and utilize your services.
That's correct, man. We have everything from your beginning person who just wants to improve the quality of their life. We have that person that's already been training who wants something different, so you're intermediate. And then we have the advanced level as well.
Okay.
I've trained, as far as the age range is concerned, we've had everyone from as young as 14 all the way up to 65 in our program.
Great, great.
And they all love it, and they all love it.
Oh, fantastic. Business, every time you get started, there's always someone who helps you along the way. And I know you said to me earlier that you started in 2012, but this has kind of been a passion since about 2006.
That's
If
correct.
I got it correctly. And you came right, after you went into, you were Marine and came out of the Marines,
That's correct.
Marine Corps. But, how have you, when you got started, what was some of the biggest influences that you had? I know we talked about people who you have followed and they've inspired you.
Right.
What's been some of the big influences?
Honestly, some of the people that have been the biggest influence in my life have been my mentors that I haven't met personally, but I've met through YouTube, reading. People like Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Todd Durkin, Martin Rooney,
Okay.
John C. Maxwell. I mean, that's just to name a few. And those are some people that I've indulged in their material. And I've actually just followed them for a very long time now. And they were, if you would, that final push that I needed to get over my fear of starting a business. It is a leap of faith. But once I realized my why in life, why I wanted to do what I did,
Okay.
I realized that I needed to move forward. And just hearing those guys is really what gave me that extra push to finally have the courage to say, you know what, you're not getting any younger. You got to go do what you got to do in this world, what you were meant to do. Ever since I was 14 years old, there was two things I always tell this to everybody. There was two things at age 14 that I knew definitely I wanted to do in my life. One of them was be a Marine,
Oh, right.
and the second one was be a business owner.
Oh, fantastic.
Those are two things that you always see me do as a child. If you were going to my backyard when I was 7, 8 years old, you'd see me playing soldier in the backyard. And so that was where the whole Marine thing came from. And then I always thought about it, when I was playing out there, when I would have some downtime and I'd just be out there. I always knew for some reason there was always something in my mind that always said, how interesting or how intrigued it was to be a business owner. And so I kind of had that spark in me, if you would, since I was very young. And when I was 14, like I said, that's when I finally realized, like, that's what I want to do with my life. And I accomplished one, being in the Marine Corps from 2001 to 2005.
Okay.
And then now I'm on the journey now to finish up the second part of my dream, which is to be a business owner.
Yeah, did I hear you say you were in Camp Pendleton?
That's correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's correct. Camp Pendleton. I was there. I love to say that, like, that was my college years, if you would. I learned so much about life, about leadership, and that's where I grew a passion for leading others. I've always been a leader. I was the high school quarterback. I was a person who didn't always follow the crowd. So I always had that leadership ability.
Right.
The Marine Corps fine-tuned it, and that's where I grew a passion. That's when I realized, like, I really want to help others. I want to motivate and lead people to help them achieve different levels or different aspects of their lives that maybe they didn't think was possible. And
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
Actually, and we have a group here called Young Marines. I don't know if you've met with them or what, but I think you would be a fascinating role model. And, when you talked about mentoring, they definitely always need to see great role models and people who they could mentor with. But let's talk about the family a little. Because you told me you're basically a native Californian.
That's correct.
And I was joking with you. You said Pomona, so you were born on this side of the hill in your Inland Empire.
That's right.
But
Proud.
Yes, very much proud of. So, how about your family? You're married, and
That's correct. I have my wife, who I've been married to. Her name is Patty Garcia. We've actually been together since high school.
okay.
And she's the support cast. Like, if you want to talk about a person who would support you through anything, like, she's the one. She's been through so much with me. Between my deployments to Iraq, 3 deployments.
Oh, wow.
She held it down.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
For your service, God.
My
Glad to
pleasure.
see
It
you
was my
back.
pleasure.
I'm so glad you're here.
Definitely, thank you. But Patty, she held it down while I was away on the front lines over there. She held it down on the home front, taking care of the responsibilities, when it came to the house, to personal things, between that we had to take care of as far as finances. So she held it down. And just to top it off, I was in harm's way, and she had to deal with that emotionally. So
At the same time.
So she was a great support cast, and she's been great through all my transitions in life. When I was finding myself going through our mid-20s together, I thought I wanted, man, if you looked at my list of things I thought I wanted to be, I probably had an astronaut on there, because I had so many things that I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure. And she was along for the ride the whole time, ups and downs. You don't know how many times I thought I wanted to go back into the Marine Corps. But yeah, she's been a great support cast, understanding and patient. And then we transitioned to our daughters. We have Michaela, who's our oldest at 3. Okay. And then we have our youngest, Mila, who's is 1 year old. Oh. And man, you want to talk about a lot of fun. Like, I love being a dad. I love being there to be their role model.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here for the moment. And when we come back, we will want to talk a little more about the family, and then also about some of the business challenges, how you ended up here in Rialto. But as we take this break, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Patty Garcia. Sounds like she's been a fantastic, dynamic person in your life as well. So please don't run away from the TV. We're going to take a moment break here, and we'll be right back. You're here listening to Mr. Gino Garcia from Vibe Fitness, and this is Economic Heartbeat of Rialto.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size.
We've done what you told us.
There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat. Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Hey, guys, wait up!
And discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
What a glorious
clean water,
Woohoo! This is great!
and endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle!
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. You're here with me, Mayor Deborah Robertson, and this is Economic Heartbeat of Rialto, a show where we constantly like to highlight and showcase the businesses in our community. And today we're talking with Mr. Gino Garcia of Vibe Fitness. You can find Mr. Garcia down at the Rialto Fitness Center, which is on Riverside Avenue. And Mr. Garcia, you were talking about family when we took our break. Give me a little bit about why you came into the Rialto area. Because you said you were born in Pomona and you've been in the Inland Empire.
That's correct. So we, cutting through the story, I got out of the Marine Corps. We moved to Ontario. And then after that, Patty got pregnant with Michaela.
Okay.
And we're big on like thinking ahead. So one thing that we knew for certain is that we didn't want to trust anyone with our baby as far as watching her when Patty decided to go back to work. So we have our sister who lives in Rialto as well, and she offered to help us out as far as watching Michaela. And so we decided to pick up and move out here to Rialto. And it was a great move. We were closer to our sister and to our brother. And then, we had our babysitter, if you would. So it was a complete package. So to be honest with you, the first thing was more about our daughter and our family, to making sure that part of it was secure.
Good.
Yeah. And then, the second part was, when I realized that I wanted to set up shop here was business as well.
And talking about business, here in Rialto, we do pride ourselves on being business friendly. And, could you tell me what has been some of the biggest advantages for you for trying to open up your business here in Rialto?
Yeah, definitely. I was making the mistake initially of not looking in my backyard. And what I mean by that is very simple. When I first realized I wanted to get into the fitness industry and establish my own training brand, I was looking outside of Rialto.
Oh, okay.
I was looking outside of Rialto to see where I felt like I could make the most impact in regard to business decisions. But I quickly realized something. I was like, you know what? I'm in a community where they don't have, and I'm not bragging, but they don't have. I haven't seen someone who has the passion and dedication that I can offer people.
Okay.
And why would I want to go outside of my community when I can start with my community and go from there and take it outside of our community after the fact? So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna set up shop in Rialto. And one of the biggest advantages that I've seen so far is that this community is gearing towards a more healthier concept lifestyle. And it's been perfect for us. As far as the training brand is concerned, both personally and professionally. Why personally? Because that means that more people out there want help, and I'm the person who can give them that help. My training brand can give them that help. And then business, obviously, is because the business trend is gearing towards a more healthier lifestyle. As people get older, they're starting to realize, you know what, I want to live longer. I want to live healthier. I want to live more happier life. And believe it or not, fitness does that for people. It brings all three of those aspects to you. It brings you happiness, brings you mind clarity. It brings you a higher energy level, and it allows you to live longer. And those are just plain hard facts. And so, the biggest advantage for me is that, this city, like I said, the city is starting to take a bigger initiative on health. And obviously, I believe I'm in a great position to help others and take advantage of that in a good way.
Great. Well, you're absolutely right. We launched our program, Healthy Rialto, a number of years ago, and just keep growing, and it's expanding, and the activities and the focus of an active, healthy lifestyle.
Right.
It's not only here in Rialto, but it's throughout the region. But I think you've seen some of the programs, and there's a nice buzz in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
It definitely is. What has been one of the opportunities that you've seen now that you've had the business? You talked about the opportunity, but what's been some of the challenges?
As crazy as it sounds, the challenge is actually getting people to buy into it. Everyone knows what they should and shouldn't be doing as far as putting in their mouth, as far as food-wise. Everyone knows you should exercise. But the challenge, honestly, has been more about getting people to commit to that program and helping them understand why they're doing it. You know, personally, I think, and professionally, I think that's the biggest challenge for me thus far. But at the same time, you know, with that being said, I'm happy where I'm at right now in regard to the progress we're making with the programs. When we first started, you know, we had 3 people in our boot camp program. 3.
Okay.
Now we have 15. So that just says a lot. And you know, what that tells me is it's spreading. You know, people are spreading the word. You know, word of mouth, in my opinion, is the best referral system out there.
Right.
Because if I give you the best quality training that you've ever experienced, if I pay attention to you, if I let you feel my passion and dedication for what it is that I'm doing, and if I'm sincere with you, more than likely you're gonna go tell the person that you know and trust the same. You know, hey, go check out this guy or this girl because they give you a quality training experience. You know, I always focus on quality. That's the biggest thing. You know, my saying is quality versus quantity. I'm looking for people who want to improve their lives. I'm not, you know, when you know, my boot campers will tell you, my personal training clients will tell you, when you train with me, you train to get better. We're going to train to improve your body and improve your mind. I always tell them, you know, even though we like to have fun and we have a nice, friendly family atmosphere after the fact, during training, it's not social hour. It's time to get down to business and put in work. You know what I mean? So, you know, those are the concepts I live by.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's a little bit of the Marine coming out of me, but it's not Marine. You know, I don't go crazy on you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I can see.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just passionate about what I do.
No, that's great. That's fantastic. You know, and so looking forward, and you know, one of the things is we always want to tell young adults what should they do when they're trying to decide what, you know, they should pursue professionally. What would be your advice to young adults who are trying to figure out what they should do in life?
Well, my biggest advice, there's so many things out there and that you guys, and I'm talking to you, Miss Mayor, but I'm assuming that you're someone looking for my advice right now.
That's right.
So if
That's why I asked.
I'm burning through you right now, it's because I think you're a kid right now, respectfully.
Yeah.
But my advice to you is simple. Find your why. And what do I mean by that?
Okay.
Find the reason why you're doing what you're doing. If you have a deep why, and there could be, you know, various ones of them, you'll know that that's your true passion, that's your dedication. So if I ask you, what's your why in life? Why are you doing what you're doing right now? You should be able to tell me without a shadow of a doubt why you're doing that. So if you ask me, Gino, what's your why, Gino? I'm going to tell you, I have a passion and dedication to make a positive impact in this world. And I want to be the role model for my kids, for my family. I want to change the bloodline in my family from people who go, you know, with unhealthy lifestyles to a generation of healthy living. I want a generation of entrepreneurs in my family bloodline.
That's
so
great.
those are my whys. So if I'm asking you, what's your why? And if you have a clear definition, you know that's your passion, that's your dedication, then guess what? You've probably found what you're doing. And something that just came to mind too is just be patient. You know, understand that as you transition through life, you're gonna go ups and downs. You're gonna want to be different things. You're not gonna be unsure. You're gonna be unsure about certain things. But the time will come when you know definitely when you find that why, that time is gonna come, and you'll know once you reach that point when you can clarify that why and be confident about what you're saying.
Oh, that's great. That is absolutely great, Gino. I was sitting here thinking, was there a particular reason why you chose to name the business Vibe Fitness?
You know what, honestly, that's a funny question. I literally, when we lived in Ontario, when I was brainstorming all this, like I said, it's been a vision since 2006. So when I was having envisioned for the company name, man, I literally sat in my living room and scribbled on a piece of paper a million types of names. One of them was like Moto Fitness, which is a Marine term. And I wanted to get away from that. You know, I didn't want people to be intimidated. But I chose Vibe Fitness because for me, it just rang a bell. Vibe Fitness to me, when someone says, hey, I have positive vibes, you know, it's a positive atmosphere.
Okay, that's what I sense.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, for me, Vibe Fitness is a positive atmosphere. It's a motivational atmosphere. It's somewhere where you're going to come in, you're going to feel energy, and you're going to want to improve yourself. You're going to want to improve your life. So that's what Vibe Fitness, the name, stands for. And if I may, if I can clarify the mantra.
Yes.
The mantra, built by pain. A lot of people have, may get intimidated by that. But when me and one of my best friends, Rodney Janelle, who served in the Marine Corps with me, when we were just brainstorming this together, you know, he says, what about built by pain? And the first thing I thought was, well, that sounds intimidating to the person who doesn't know. But when we put it in a more deeper context, what it stands for or what it means is simple. It's the mental and physical challenges that anybody has to overcome when they're trying to accomplish goals or dreams in their life. So when you're building a business, you're gonna have roadblocks. When you're gonna go through ups and downs, but you got to be able to overcome that mentally and physically, sometimes physically, in order to move forward and press on.
Yeah.
So that's what Built by Pain represents, the mantra.
It's a great mantra because you're absolutely right. You know, it's not just talking about, you know, going to work out and all of a sudden you're going to have to, you know, see pain.
Exactly.
But also just whatever you're doing, sometimes going through life, there's going to be some challenges and pain and things. So, you know, this has been wonderful. Is there, in the interview here, is there anything that you would like to ask about the city or the community in Rialto? Is there any thoughts you have?
Yeah, you know, I guess the thoughts, you know, some of the thoughts I would have or like to communicate to everyone out there watching this is real simple. Look, my objective is very simple. I want to help you improve the quality of your life.
Okay.
Why, you ask me? Because I want to make impact in this world. I want to leave this world knowing that I made a positive imprint, if you would, on it before I left. I want to set the example for my family so that they can do the same thing. And you know, I just want to spread healthy living. You know, I just want to improve the quality of life of people. I love leadership. I think that's where I know that's where a lot of my passion comes from. So when I'm out there training, I don't get a kick out of seeing people like hurt, you know, when they're doing push-ups, and not that happens, but I get into it because I'm leading them. I feel I'm leading people to a better lifestyle because I'm big on leadership. So if you're out there today and you're watching this, come on down. If you want to improve the quality of your life, if you want to, you know, live longer, live happier, live better, come check out one of our programs, see if it's a right fit for you. And if it is, then we can move forward. If it's not, that's fine. But just know that someone's always there to help you. And if you're serious about getting help, and if I'm not the right person for you, someone will be, and I will help you find that person if you're truly serious about it.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, thank you, Gino. You definitely have the passion. I felt it, and the vibes. You know, and I think anybody should come. You can find Gino down at the Rialto Fitness Center, which is on Riverside Avenue. And it's been fantastic sitting here having a conversation with Gino, you know, and a good thought. You know, you need to know why. You need to ask yourself why and find out what your why is in life. So, again, I'm Mayor Deborah Robertson, and you've been listening to Economic Heartbeat of Rialto. And I hope that you will have a good day. Thank you for watching and tuning in.